I'm just a bill, yes I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. It's a long, long week while I'm sitting in committee, but I know I'll be alone. Baby, at least I hope and pray that I'll but today I'm just you.
Hi, this is Bill Scher on the LiberalOasis radio show. Good to be with you this morning. Perhaps you are getting on the way to the winter farmers market up in Whately, 71 River Road, Enterprise Farm. Get some local produce in the off season. How about that? Well, this has been an interesting political week. Everyone thought, myself included, that Barack Obama was about to take off. Not exactly. Slowed up in New Hampshire. Hillary Clinton back in the game. But, you know, things have remained. There's a certain equilibrium in that race right now. Obama coming right back out with a John Kerry endorsement. I know you might say, what's the big deal there? Who needs an endorsement from the Democrats' most recent loser? Nevertheless, you know, it just gives the sense that he's in the mix. He's still working hard. You also got that big union endorsement in Nevada. That's going to be a big battle of organizations for the Nevada caucus. Obama has the Culinary Workers Union. Hillary Clinton has the organization of Senator Harry Reid's son. So it's a battle of organizations there. And I think people are generally happy to see this play out a little bit longer. But aside from this horse race business, what is most notable about what happened in New Hampshire is why Clinton won. And I don't believe it is because of anything that he did or she did, for the most part. I think there was, and you've probably heard this already, a massive shift in the gender gap from the Iowa results to New Hampshire. Obama won with women in Iowa as well as men. There was a gap, but he still won in both demographics. And then women shifted in a big way to Clinton in New Hampshire. And this is after a series of misogynistic attacks, slights, real or perceived, depending on your perspective. Here's just one of them. This was at a Clinton rally in New Hampshire.
Some people think you bring about change by demanding it, and some people think you bring about change by... Let me turn the lights on. It's awfully dark here for everybody. Oh, the demons of sexism, alive and well.
So you have a heckler at the rally chanting, "Iron my shirt," and to say, here's something Clinton did that's not just out of her control, the way she handled it. She turned the lights up on that guy. She called him out in sexism as he was let out by police. So not only was she facing the brunt of that misogyny, but she handled it with a lot of class and strength. And here's another example. This is Chris Matthews on MSNBC giving her a fair amount of disrespect.
What's the essential difference between the two of you and how fast we're getting out of Iraq?
The essential difference is that I believe I will get our troops out as quickly and responsibly as is possible.
And he won't be responsible?
I'm just talking about what I will do, Chris.
Well, what's the difference between
Well,
the
you'll
two?
have to draw the difference, but let me tell you.
You have to draw the difference.
No, let me tell you what I've done. I'm not on your show. I'm answering your question.
Please come on the show.
Yeah, well, right.
Is that an answer?
You know, I don't know what to do with men who are obsessed with me. Honestly, I've never understood it.
Once again, being badgered in a way that probably would not have happened with a male presidential candidate. And again, Clinton handling it with a lot of grace and humor. And even after that, this you can't do this on the radio, of course, you know, they embraced and Matthews pinched her cheek. Again, an amazing amount of condescension and disrespect. And I think and there were a number of other instances like that over the course of the last days of the campaign. And combined with a giddiness in the media that her campaign was coming to an end that had misogynistic tones, you saw a lot of women, I believe, say, I'm not going to let this campaign go down like that. I'm not going to have that message be sent that there's a glass ceiling for the presidency. And you even see it anecdotally on a number of blogs, women writing that, I'm not even really for Clinton. But if people like you keep up this misogyny, you're going to make me vote for her. So what does that mean in the end? Now, this is, I think, part of how the internet is changing politics. And also part of how we're growing as a country. When Senator George Allen of Virginia, Republican from Virginia, called a Indian American macaca at a largely all-white rally, and that was put up on YouTube. I knew, and I've known liberals who thought at the moment, well, it's Virginia, he's going to get 5 points out of that. Well, not true. He lost a surefire re-election bid because of a racist comment that was given a wider airing thanks to the internet. In 2006, Republicans in general ran all these anti-immigrant ads. They thought, railing about amnesty was their ticket to saving the Congress. Well, they lost Latino voters and white voters in the process. So these tactics are backfiring. They are, people would always complain about racial code words, sexist code words, and the like, but they always seem to work. Well, now not only are they not working, they're causing the opposite effect. Now, after New Hampshire, in addition to the anti-misogyny backlash in favor of Clinton, you're also hearing some discussion now about the so-called Bradley effect. Tom Bradley was the mayor of Los Angeles, African-American, who was seemingly a lock to win the governor's race in California based on polling, but it seemed that white voters either weren't telling the truth to pollsters or were dodging pollsters, or where they'd say they're undecided when they actually weren't undecided. And so it seemed that there was a latent racism that denied him the governorship, and there's other instances of that as well in other races. There's some debate whether that was in play in New Hampshire, not because all of the polling, not just the pre-polling, but the exit polling showed that Obama was going to win. And you're seeing a lot of discussion on blogs, particularly African-American blogs. You also see in South Carolina, Representative James Clyburn, who's the highest-ranking African-American in the House, U.S. House, whose endorsement is heavily coveted in these sorts of races, and who was trying to stay neutral, now complaining that Hillary Clinton was marginalizing Martin Luther King and making negative comparisons between him and Obama, saying, well, Martin Luther King had the movement, but it was the President Lyndon Johnson that got the Civil Rights Act passed. Clyburn thought that a revision of history. Also didn't care for Bill Clinton calling Obama a fairy tale. So you might see another backlash in favor of Obama. You also have one of Clinton's surrogates alluding to Obama having a shuck and jive act. You also have an Obama surrogate who was criticizing Clinton's welling up, saying, where were the tears for Katrina? That can cause a backlash too. There's backlashes all around people. But the point is that when these things are happening, they're not working. They're getting people in trouble. It is hurting them on the ground. People complain about Willie Horton in 1988, but it worked. It's not working now. And we'll see if people's behaviors start to change. This is not about so-called political correctness. With the anti-PC crowd says, oh, you can't say what's on your mind. We can't have honest debate because people can't talk factually about race and gender, etc. Well, these comments are not about enlightening debate. They're about trying to play on our fears and our worst bigotry by using code words and not talking about actual issues, not talking about the merits of the candidates. And it's not working. And let's see if the candidates, their surrogates, the media internalize the lesson quick, because we're going to have a much better campaign if they do. So on the whole, I think it's a positive development, regardless of who you support, about how this all went down.